Welcome to Make Shit Happen. My guest today is Eduardo Adame. Eduardo, thank you so much for coming and meeting me. Thanks for taking the time. And, I loved hearing your story before we, got in the studio. And, man, I love it. It inspired me. You told me some things that I'm like, man, you know what? I think it was about a week or two ago. I'm like, you got to come over here. We got to do this and make shit happen. So, Eduardo, first of all, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, man. This is fun.
All right, so meanwhile, off record, we were talking, and we were like, I was trying to hear your story, and I want people to hear the same story. You grew up in Mexico City. You were born in Mexico City. 3 brothers. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, let's see. I grew up in Mexico City. It was a happy family for a little bit. I had a dad and a mom. Then my dad left when I was probably 12 years old, and my mother raised the 3 of us by herself. And she was a very hard worker. She was a teacher, and she had to have like 3, 4, 5 jobs. So that's where I get my work ethic from. I mean, I watch her work day and night, never complain. We'll come home, take a 3-minute nap, make dinner for her kids, and then go to the next job and never stop, never complain. So that's where I grew up.
So her primary profession was a teacher, but I guess in Mexico, teachers don't make a lot of money.
I think that's worldwide or most countries. But they make very little money, work hard. I have all the respect for teachers. In fact, I come from a family of teachers. Uh-huh. Both of my parents were teachers, my grandparents, my uncles. Education is huge in my family. So
awesome. And so now you grew up over there. Mom, you said 3 brothers. Mom,
I'm the middle guy.
You're the middle guy. Mom making, working hard and everything. So tell us what happens next?
So I saw all my family working so hard and never having any money, never having a vacation or even food. I mean, we struggled to have food in my house. And when I turned 15 years old, I said, you know what? I think I can do better. And I told my mom, I said, I love you, and I'm going to go try my luck because I don't see the future here in Mexico City. That's my personal story. I mean, I know for other people it might be different, but for me, it was like I didn't see a way out. And I just grabbed a bunch of tuna cans, literally, and a couple of dollars, and I left my house. And she took me to the bus station, and like I was saying, like I had always the immigrant mind. I left and I burned the boats, and I was not planning on coming back. So I'm going to come back when I'm successful, but I'm not going to come back crying. It was never an option. So I went to Huatulco. That was my first destination, and I got a job at Club Med. And I drove a little golf cart, and I drove the gas to the room. And a couple of days later, somebody asked me, said, do you speak English? And I said, yeah, I guess. I didn't speak a word of English, but I would take any opportunity. And they put me behind a bar, and I started bartending, and most of the guests were French. Club Med is French, so they will speak French to me and ask me for a drink in French, and I would just make up whatever came to my mind, give it to them, and I guess it tasted good because nobody complained. Uh-huh. So plus I was always making jokes and having a good time, and everybody's on vacation, so I never really had a problem. And that's where I started bartending, and then I went from Huatulco, then I got bored there, said this is not happening. I went to Acapulco, and I had a few jobs there bartending as well. And I was running a bar there. I was everything. I was the waiter, the bartender, the host, and I would bring the guests to the chairs and make drinks. It was hilarious, but still, I didn't see the future there. So somebody mentioned Cancun, and that's when Cancun started, long time ago. And I just took a bus and I went to Cancun, and I was bartending at this place, and that's where I met the love of my life. Yeah. Who happens to be from Houston.
From Houston. So now this is, we talking about 30, 34, how long ago are we talking about?
A lot of years, yeah.
30 years ago, 30 or a little bit more?
More than 30, yeah.
So now you go to Cancun, and what do you start doing in Cancun?
I started bartending as well, just like I was doing, and I got a job at the best club. It was called La Boom. All my La Boom people will know what I'm talking about. It was the best club of its time.
Okay, so it's a nightclub.
Yes.
Okay.
But before I started working at La Boom, I was working at a smaller bar close to La Boom, and that's where I met my wife today.
Okay.
So she came in, and it was like a love at first sight. And a few days later, I got the job at La Boom.
Okay.
From there,